Hey everyone, in this video we're going to talk about 3 mistakes that you can eliminate that'll help you to consistently break 85. And stay tuned to the end of the lesson. I have a bonus challenge, a mental strategy that's going to help you to break 85 each and every time. So smash that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment, and new for the summer of 2024, I'm taking a limited amount of students to do some remote coaching with me through the Coach Now app. Go down to the description below, click on the link, you'll find more information there. Also, if you're not already a member, join our Facebook group. It's called Golf Lessons for Left-Handed Golfers. You don't need to be a left-handed golfer to participate, but it's just another platform where you can interact with me, interact with our community. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to talk about if we're going to consistently break 85 is avoiding penalty strokes. Now, not all, but I noticed in playing lessons, playing in pro-ams, that most penalty strokes come from the tee ball or hitting the ball off the tee. So I want to provide to you a strategy that'll help you get the ball in play off the tee. The first thing that I would encourage you to do is find a club other than the driver that you're very comfortable hitting off the tee. You're much better off hitting a drive, giving up some distance and keeping the ball in play versus hitting it out of bounds and getting stroke and distance penalty, which is essentially a 2-stroke penalty. But if you choose to use the driver, I want to give you a way that you can practice that'll kind of a fairway finder angle with the driver. And what I'd like you to do, or what I'm going to demonstrate in just a minute, is we're going to move the ball back in our stance a little bit. We're going to tee it a little lower. I'm going to choke down a little bit, and I'm just going to use what I call cruising speed. So it's not my total speed, so I'm going to give up a little bit of distance. But in giving up that distance, we're going to gain a little bit of accuracy. So let's talk about that one more time. So we're going to tee the ball a little bit lower. We're going to move the ball back in our stance a little bit. We're going to choke down just a hair, and then I'm going to use more cruising speed, so not my full speed. And the whole idea here is just to kind of squeeze something out there, get something in play. I know it's not my ultimate distance, but it's enough distance to get me out there. More important, to be in play on this particular hole, and gives me a chance to avoid penalty strokes and break 85. So let's walk through this real quick. So I'm going to tee it a little lower than I usually do, and I have my TrackMan hooked up, so we'll be able to see how efficiently I can do this. But I'm going to tee it a little lower, and as I get into the shot, I'm going to put the ball a little further back in my stance than I would normally play it. I'm going to choke down just a hair, and I'm just going to give it some cruising speed. And so that's a much lower trajectory for me because the ball's back in my stance. I'm choking it down. It's cruising speed, but it's right down the middle, and I have no idea how far that went. I know it's not my ultimate distance, but I'm going to throw the TrackMan numbers up there, and you'll be able to see the distance that went. And I know that it was enough, and most importantly, it's in play. Okay, so the next mistake that we're going to avoid that's going to help us consistently break 85 is we're going to calibrate, or we're going to know our carry distance instead of our total distance. So it absolutely floors me. It amazes me. I teach a lot of really good players, single-digit handicap, even in the teens, that come to me, and I ask them, well, okay, well, how far do you hit that 7-iron? Oh, that's my 150-yard club. Is that carry or is that total? Oh, no, it's 150 total. Well, the total is a variable. That's not a number we should be calculating. I cannot control that as a player. Why? Because the ball could land on a downslope and it's going to roll out. The ball can hit an upslope and it's not going to roll out to that 150 number. So you ask a tour player, hey, how far do you carry that 7-iron? I carry it 170, or how far do you hit? You don't have to say carry because then you're baiting them into it. But how far do you hit that 7-iron? And they'll say 173. And that's a carry number. That's not a total number. That's how far. We just watched Xander Schauffele at the Open this past weekend hit 16 out of 18 greens. Phenomenal, right? To me, that's the key to golf. The sooner you get yourself on the green, sooner you get your putter in your hand, the better score you're going to shoot. Hit 16 out of 18 greens. Why? Because he knows his carry distances. His caddy, hey, it's 150 pin, it's 130 to the front edge. They know they're going to land something because of the conditions there. They're going to land something kind of in between and let it chase to the hole. But they only can do that because they understand Xander's carry distance. They're not basing that off his total distance. So what can you do to get more in tune with your carry versus your total? What I would encourage you to do, first of all, you can go to golf stores throughout America, probably throughout the world, and they have simulators in there and you can start to get an understanding. But if you take lessons or go find somebody who has a TrackMan and get a lesson and go take the time, spend the money to figure out, you'll find your carries and your totals. So what I want to do next, I still have my TrackMan hooked up. I've got my 8-iron here. I'm just going to hit a shot and just kind of help you see the carry and the total. And I think everybody here understands that now, that we can't control the total, right? It's a down slope, up slope, hard conditions, soft conditions. The total is going to be a variable, but what is much more consistent and what I can control as the player is the carry. And learning to, the other thing I want to get into before I hit a shot is I want to talk about, there's enough data out there, we've all seen it, that what do amateurs do the largest percentage of the time is they come up short when hitting a shot to the green. Why do they come up short? Because they're in tune to that total number. So they see the pin is on the front of the green and it's 150 yards. They believe it's their 150-yard club because they're including the rollout, but their carry, let's say their carry is 137. So they hit it 137 yards in the air, and guess what? It comes up short of the green. So it's an epidemic in golf that people are tuned to their total and therefore come up short when hitting the shot to the green. Don't hit greens in regulation. What makes golf easier? Hit more greens in regulation. That simple. All right, so let's take my 8-iron. And I'm just going to hit a shot here, and we're just going to look at the carry and the total and kind of show you if you can find an instructor that has a TrackMan or some sort of measuring device, and you can get really in tune to this number. So I can't see the TrackMan from here, but my guess is standard 8-iron for me is going to be somewhere around 150 yards carry. Okay, so the third and final thing that we need to do, or we need to eliminate to consistently break 85, brings us to the putting green, and it's stop missing 3 to 5 foot putts. And so what I want to share with you here is I want to share a game that you can go to the putting green and that you can play. And what I've set up here, I've got a 3-footer, I've got a 4-footer, and I've got a 5-footer. And I'm going to putt all three of them. I'm going to start with the 3-footer, I'm going to go to the 4-footer, and then finish with the 5-footer. But it's going to put a little more pressure on that 5-footer because my goal is to be even. Each one's for par. So my goal is to be even every 3 holes or every 3 putts. So let's give it a try, see how I do. So I'm going to start with the 3-footer. I'm going to move to the 4-footer. Notice I'm going through my whole routine here. And it's a make mentality. I want to make these putts. Gazing into the hole, I'm watching the ball go into the hole. And then finally the 5-footer. And there you have it. Hit the other ball, but it would have gone in. Next, we're going to go on to the bonus, a mental challenge that'll definitely help you to break 85 each and every time. All right, so now we're on to the bonus part of the video. And what is the mental challenge that I want to give you next time you go out there to play to help you consistently break 85? And what it is how do we eat an elephant? We eat an elephant one bite at a time. And so taking from that strategy, I need to play each 3 holes or every 3 holes 2 over par. So when I think about that, that's not that overwhelming, is it? And imagine if you got on a run of, hey, I made 3 pars in a row. well, now you can afford a double. But again, make it more bite-sized. How do we eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So every 3 holes, your goal is to be 2 over. If I do that 6 times, that's 12 over. That's 84. So now you have 3 mistakes that you can eliminate to help you consistently break 85. Remember, avoid penalty strokes. Get in tune with your carry numbers versus your total number, and get better at making those 3 to 5 footers. So remember, please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and comment.